Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, also known as Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. Last episode, we took a bit of a look around the town here, and happened to gain a new companion, a monk named Zawa, who's eclectic, shall we say. But we still have more to do. We also got a quest by this Okrun guy to go in here and see if we can find, something and get it back. But I think we have another companion here who we'll be able to get.
That's what I get for asking directions in the middle of nowhere. Say, I don't suppose you've seen any mysterious old buildings in the mountains lately, have you?
The Amawa wears an assortment of bangles, bands, cuffs, and chains as thick as armor. She watches you with a raised eyebrow and eyes gleaming with mirth. You mean Durgan's Battery?
No, but I've heard that name a lot around here. I'm looking for the Abbey of the Fallen Moon. It's an obscure temple dedicated to Andra.
Why are you looking for the Abbey?
I'm a gift bearer. My job is to gather tokens of things people want forgotten and surrender them to the Lady of Lament. Best place to do that is the Abbey of the Fallen Moon.
What kinds of tokens do you take?
Anything that represents a moment or a memory someone wishes to leave behind. Well, love notes, awkward family heirlooms, bad poetry, the kinds of things you want to forget.
I see.
I might be here a while. Half the villagers have never heard of the Abbey, and the ones that have, no one knows where it is. So I'm trying to think of this as an extended holiday in a remote mining village that smells like fish.
Well, I've got business in the region. We could travel together.
You won't regret it. I've got a lovely singing voice.
I like her already.
You would, Kana. Alright, and she is a barbarian. Okay, Zawa, you step out. Maneha, you will be the other melee person for now. Alright, we must speak with you now. First, let's see. So, you're a barbarian. You've got a lot of might, fair bit of con, surprisingly low dexterity. I'd expect higher. Perception, intelligence is all of our fine. Okay, and survival, athletics. Stealth is surprising for a barbarian. And it looks like you've got some armor on you. Weapon focus knight, which means battle axe, sword, morningstar crossbow. We'll take a look at what you got in a moment. First off, class behavior. Aggressive, starts combat with frenzy or barbaric yell, will use savage defiance below 50% endurance. Barbaric shout will be used, pure wrist is enabled. Berserk, starts combat with wild sprint to head toward the enemy with the lowest deflection. Uses frenzy and barbaric yell at will. Will use heart of fury if per rest is enabled. We'll go with aggressive. And aggressive. Okay. As for what you're wielding, you've got a fine battle axe and a fine sword, and you've also got a fine morningstar on you. And you've got armor, which has extra move speed and healing received. Not too bad. Do I have a battle axe? I don't think I do, so nothing I could give her. I mean, technically I do have Whispers of Yenwood as a sword, but again, I don't like the lower will save. That's not good. I don't like it at all. Alright. We can replace the cloak with... Let's see. I don't care about overseeing or that. I can give her the swaddling sheet. There, that works. Now.
I'm here.
So you've got Barbaric Blow. Deals a massive blow. Barbaric Yell. That's out a terrifying yell, frightening enemies. Savage Defiance. Regenerating a large amount of endurance. And Barbaric Shout, terrifying enemies. So she's a terrifier. Alright, let's speak. What you got for me? How did you end up in Stalwart? Oh, the other gift bearers told me Stalwart was close to the Abbey, so they suggested I ask for directions in town. You mean the other gift bearers don't know where the Abbey is? Like I said, it's one of Andra's most ancient temples, and her followers aren't really known for their records keeping. You're not exactly dressed for the weather. Well, Ixamiddle's flat as a platter, so when the gift bearers told me Stalwart was way up in the mountains, I thought they were exaggerating. Anyway, I hate packing. I see. Always happy to chat. Why did you become a gift bearer? I guess I like wandering and meeting new folks. I've never been good at staying in one place for long. I have questions about the Abbey of the Fallen Moon. Oh, me too. Why are you looking for the Abbey?
I'm a gift bearer. My job is to gather tokens of things people want forgotten and surrender them to the Lady of Lament. Best place to do that is the Abbey of the Fallen Moon.
What kinds of tokens do you take?
Anything that represents a moment or a memory someone wishes to leave behind. Well, love no.
Okay. Gift bearers usually dispose of tokens in the sea. Why are you going to the Abbey?
Well, you throw some things into the sea and maybe they wash up on shore one day. But you want something really good and forgotten, you take it to the Abbey.
So what are you taking to the Abbey now?
The Abbey's all about forgetting. Wouldn't be much forgetting if I told you about it, would there?
Okay. Tell me about yourself. Where to begin? I spent almost 10 years as a mercenary in Old Valia. Plenty of work there. She tilts her head up and starts counting items off on her fingers. After that, I fought with pirates in the Deadfire, or for them, depending on who was paying. Did a short stint in the White That Wends, then roamed around the Living Lands, and finally joined the Gift Bearers in Ixamiddle. And here I am. Why so much trouble? I guess staying in one place never much suited me. And you gave up soldiering, piracy, and adventuring to join Andra's Gift Bearers? Still plenty of adventurers, just different circumstances. Actually, I was wondering about where you came from before your adventures. Not much to tell. Grew up in Rawatai, left when I was still pretty young, and haven't been back since. Why not? Oh, you know, spent almost 20 years there. Change of scenery is good, right? She gives you a breezy smile, but it looks forced. I see. Better to look forward than back, that's what I always say. I have questions about some of the lands you visited. I'm always up for war stories. What was Old Valia like? Grand. A skirmish every day, and a feast at another compt or Marqueser's keep every night. Ah, those were the good carefree days. Tell me about the Deadfire Archipelago. Dangerous. You got pirates and sea monsters, and don't even get me started on the merchants. I had a good run there, but I got tired of trying to keep track of who had a knife pointed at my back. What were your experiences in the White That Wends? Short. That place is too cold for anything but leaving. Okay, how about the Living Lands? Most folk are curious. Even after 10 years there, it feels like I just saw the edges of the place. You can start the day in a desert and find yourself in the middle of the jungle by nightfall. Everything there is just a little wilder. It goes for the folk as well as the creatures. Part of me misses it still, but you wake up every day knowing it might be your last. I stayed lucky longer than anyone has a right to expect. That's all I wanted to know. And that's all for now. Okay.
Eh?
So, honestly, not that much information from her. Very well. Some fish here, and you are speaking.
Oh, it's working! Yes! I can't believe it! It's really... Oh.
The dwarven woman looks at you, a disappointed expression on her face. In her hands is a large rectangular box covered in strange dials and symbols. What's working?
My ore locating divination tool. Well, that's what it will be. I have to calibrate it. Right now it seems to think you're a copper deposit.
It's a good thing that that the character is white, otherwise there would be a fairly offensive joke coming in here.
My Animancer contacts did suggest that a particular strong soul essence might interfere. I'm more interested in minerals in any case.
Well, maybe I do have a strong soul.
I suppose that's possible. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, unfortunately.
And what are you looking for?
I'm trying to recreate the instruments that first led the Pargrin dwarves to this mountain. This is my latest prototype. Centuries ago, dwarves carrying tools just like this one followed their readings to what is now the battery. If I can recreate their work, then I may be able to find ore deposits elsewhere. I was hoping to test it, but my arrival was delayed by word of the ogre attack. I haven't been able to find anyone to venture up the mountain since.
I'll do it, if you'll pay me for it.
Oh, of course! A real field test is worth the investment. I just have to adjust the device.
Her hands move swiftly over the box, adjusting knobs and dials.
It should point you toward metal deposits. We already know the battery rests on some rich veins, but I was hoping to get a reading of the surrounding mountainside. If you can follow the readings to ore and bring back a sample, I can use it to refine the device. Thanks ever so much for this.
Simple enough. Alright, how about we take a look in here then? Alright, let's see. Got a couple people with names. Kexetl. A young man dressed in sturdy leathers glares at you. The creases in his face, tanned despite the scarce sunlight of the region, suffer a slight twitch as you approach him. I've got nothing for you. Speak with laughter if you must. He turns away, his nose wrinkled. Okay then. Veins course under this woman's pale skin like icy fissures, yet when she speaks, her voice flows warm and soothing. Andra welcomes you into her embrace. Her features soften with compassion. We're here to ease the pain of your past, ready to take your burdens. With a thin smile, she nods. If you let the goddess help you with your hardships, of course. Tell me about Andra. Andra's the goddess of redemption, deep like an ocean and gentle as a mother. She's here to relieve her children of their darkest burdens. We came here to aid the villagers, to heal the wounds of the past that fester in their souls. I thought Andra was a goddess of loss and mourning, not redemption. That's a common notion. Others may believe so, but the goddess's mysteries are profound. Her true power lies in redeeming your loss and regret. I wanted to know about the gift bearers. Gift bearers do Andra's most valued work. They carry the material burdens of unfortunate souls into her embrace so that the goddess may help them forget. I heard that worshippers of Bareth visited you recently. Little happens around here that doesn't end in the mouths of villagers, but we're obliged to assist everyone regardless of their faith. A group of women came to us, yes. Their leader wanted to know of Durgan's battery. I obliged and pointed them in its direction. They left as quietly as they arrived, which didn't make us any less concerned about their true intentions. This place has grown dangerous enough already. I want to ask you about Okran's heirloom. The dwarf has already asked. We gave him the counsel he needed. Slight irritation sharpens her tone. She seems to catch herself, modulating her voice back to a pleasant timbre. And naturally, we'll do what we can for you, too. Ask what you will. Okran wants his medallion back. She brings her hands together and nods. Ah, Okran, how often we let the shadows of the past become a burden even to others. That medallion, it weighs on Okran's mind. You're kind to help, but what he really needs is to cast away those memories. Isn't that for him to decide? He did. He understood the solace that the goddess can give to those like him. It was explained to him that many have second thoughts, but one does not withdraw something offered to a goddess. In time the memories fade, and they come to see the wisdom of their original pledge. His belongings, his past, now rest in Andra's realm, to be forgotten so that the wounds of the soul may heal. This is the will of the goddess. Let's suppose Okran has moved on. Tell me where his heirloom is. He hasn't, and that's the point. Besides, you have no authority here. I wonder what the village's leader would have to say about that. You think we don't act in accordance with the local customs? The village knows we're here to help the unfortunate like Okran. They trust us. I can keep asking for a long time. A flash of color invades the priestess's pale skin. I see there is no dissuading you, and you seem A person of will. Very well. Okryn's heirloom was taken by Ijtli, a chosen gift-bearer among us, to be cast away as an offering to Andra. Only he knows where. She pauses and looks at you intently. You could ask him yourself, but he's on a trek through the mountains of Durgan's Battery. If you run into Ijtli, tell him he has urgent duties to attend here. Tell me about your gift-bearer. Ijtli had business near Durgan's Battery. Those mountains are dangerous. If you insist upon carrying out this request of Okryn's, then that's where I'd search for answers. It's hard to believe that only the gift-bearer knows where Andra's offerings are cast away. Is it? Our goddess frees us from our earthly burdens. It's best if only one of us knows where they are taken, lest we all end up suffering under their weight. Farewell, then. Alright, so we'll need to head up to Durgan's Battery in order to find this guy and find the information on where it is. Fair enough, I suppose. No news for you yet, Okryn. As you step outside, the heavy wooden door of the temple slams shut behind you. You hear someone barring it from the other side. Sounds like the priests have engaged in an agitated conversation. You get the sense that they are discussing you, but you're also certain that the door is too thick to eavesdrop through. Although there may be other places nearby where you'd stand a better chance. Can't believe this. The wooden shutters of the temple's window close tight, muffle a set of voices coming from within the building. You can't quite make sense of the murmur, but cracking a shutter open would likely help. A rusty iron latch holds the window shutters closed. With care, you should be able to unfasten it without being noticed. Unfasten the latch. You carefully begin to lift the latch from its metal hook. Halfway there, the rusted iron resists with a screech. You freeze, listening to the voices in hopes the priest didn't hear. Their conversation continues uninterrupted. Pour some oil on the latch. You grab the latch and apply just the right amount of oil, nudging the metal until its rust gives way without a sound. Carefully, you pull the window shutters open enough to let the voices flow through. You hear a man speaking, his tone agitated. You do that! Hope the mountains will do it! What if His sentence cuts, as if the man were speaking to all sides of the room. Suppose she tells them instead. What then? You recognize Lafta's voice responding. Why would she? And with all those dangers near the battery, our gift-bearer won't delay. I expect the... You always expect. Look where that's taken us. A dying village. Ogres at the walls. Ixtli's not back yet, and now I have to do his pay... His voice drops and seethes, muffling what he has to say. After a moment, Lafta replies. Do you think I wanted this? That I could have known in advance? A pause ensues, its tension growing until the priestess's voice cuts in half. We can't wait for him. We must fish out the last batch quickly. After that, we'll decide. The man responds in a broken voice, barely audible. You only distinguish the last words. In that russet wood pond. I'll go. Their exchange seems to end. Cautiously, you step away from the window of Andra's temple. Well, that's interesting. Find the gift-bearer or search the waters of the russet wood. Well, the door's barred. Let me see something here. Is it a task? No. I listened to a private conversation between Lafta and her acolytes. Apparently they worry for the safety of their gift-bearer Ixtli during his journey near Durgan's Battery. The priest also spoke of something important to them that's hidden in the russet wood. Well, that's something we'll need to investigate. Alright, still have a little bit of time to look around. Iduran, who are you? The Orlan bows to you. Ah, the adventurer who saved the village. So good of you to visit my humble wagon. I am Iduran. How's business? He gestures at the village around him. Poor, like this place. Not much coin to be made trading in furs and fish. I came to the White March because I assumed there would be no competition, and I have none, because there's nothing to compete over out here. Would you like to trade? If you're not making any money out here, why do you stay? I was rather vocal about my inevitable success with my friends and family. If I give up and return with little more than I left, then... No, I won't be like that. I'm not giving up yet. Show me what you got. Exceptional hunting bow. Raiment of Whale's Eyes. Grants mirrored image when hit by a critical hit. And defends against a couple effects. Interesting. Ultimate hat. I can put all these in here. I'm going to sell them. Ultimate hat of Alluring Perfection. Extra might and con, lower intellect and resolve. No thanks. Rufek's Watchful Cloak Mark II. +2 enemies needed to flank, and +2 perception. Like the perception bonus. Riona's Buckle. Extra accuracy when below endurance, and extra defense against disease and poison. Gauntlets of Accuracy. Okay, fair enough. Scrolls, traps. Okay, you've got a bunch of things. Grab that, grab that. We can use those. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate the gear. That is definitely going to be useful in the future, I am sure. Best to get all I can. Villager waiting to use a bathroom. Yeah, that's fair enough. What do we got in here? Let's see here.
It must be soon. 2 days,
I
no
can do
more.
that. That's settled.
That's so. The shaft of each spear is splintered and broken, each of them held together only by tightly bound leather straps. These necklaces have been made from the teeth and claws of various predators, wolves, bears, and lions. This dwarf is busy staring into the fire, slowly puffing away on his pipe. As you greet him, he's visibly startled, and his pipe clatters to the floor.
Sorry. Didn't hear you come in. My ears aren't what they used to be.
He stoops, wincing, to retrieve his pipe. When he rises again, he has a hand against his side. Who are you?
I'm Thiersch. I've lived here long enough that Kith have started calling me the Old Hunter. And that's about all I can say for myself.
Are you hurt?
Wasn't the ogres, I can tell you that. Put a few arrows in one of those and they generally have the good sense to back off.
Didn't back off from the attack on the town.
But I've been hunting this wolf for near a year now. A man-eater. Cunning, nasty thing. Every time I get close, it just slips away. The beast has already claimed many lives. The first victim was my son, Saldrin.
Thirst looks down at his pipe for a moment, features hardening.
Got the better of me this last time. Distracted me long enough for one of its kin to turn up. Nearly bit me clean in half. I'm a few weeks out from trying again.
You said this thing is a wolf?
No ordinary wolf. A monster. This creature is big. And I see the signs it leaves behind. The mess it made to the last couple of hunters, and the elk. Doesn't always finish its meals. Damn thing might be sick. Might have a bullet in its jaw. Something. In any case, it needs to be put down.
And where is this beast?
It roams the russet wood out to the west. Seems to have decided the lake is a good place to find prey. Yeah. It's picked off some scattered ogres from time to time. But mostly it's been going after hunters. Travelers.
Can you tell me about your previous encounters?
Nothing to tell. Near misses, all of them. One time he clambered right up the cliffs to avoid my snares. Another time, he chased a bear into my camp.
He's a very intelligent wolf.
I nearly had him once. I could hear him below, eating, and I had the gun aimed right for him. Until the wind changed.
Oh, that's shit luck.
He charged headlong into the tree to get at me. Nearly knocked me off my perch. And when I righted myself, he was gone.
I'll keep an eye out for it.
It needs doing. But I warn you, This beast is not to be trifled with. It must make its lair somewhere to the west. If you mean to go there, keep your wits about you.
Will
Watch
do.
yourself on the mountain. In these lean times, everything looks like prey to something.
I have some questions.
Coming to your elders for advice, is it? What can I do for you?
Tealdor said I should talk to you before I head to Longwatch Falls. And good thing he did. Hot springs north of the road are crawling with Lagafeth. I'm surprised Tealdor found himself out there. The thing to know about Lagafeth is they're fast. Tolerant to cold too, so try another angle of attack. Something seems to occur to him. He pats his pockets, clenching his pipe between his teeth. These will come in handy. Use them if you get into trouble. He hands you a few sealed bottles. The old hunter looks you up and down, puffing on his pipe. If I'm being honest, though, I'd say those beasts are still going to be a challenge for you. I know you held your own against those ogres, but it might be wise to wait a spell before taking on these Lagafeth. He taps his pipe ash into the fire pit. What can you tell me about Stalwart?
Well, I can tell you it won't be here much longer if things go on as they are. With the mines closed, we've lost what put us on the map in the first place. We're losing people every month. Too many mouths to feed and not enough to support them. Even the game's dwindling. I've been lucky. I've hides and horns enough to keep the traders happy, but now the ogres are picking the rest of us off.
What can you tell me about the ogres? Only that they've been coming down in force again and again, trying to drive us out or kill us outright.
The moment we started looking into Durgan's battery, it was like we'd kicked a hornet's nest. You made a good showing against that last group, by the way. I think you've given them reason to think twice about coming back.
So why is the hunting so poor?
It's been a colder season than usual, and the elk herds aren't faring well. We're stuck fighting with the ogre clans and the wolves over what's left. Not to mention the occasional beast. We've lost a lot of young hunters.
Has the legacy struck Stalwart as well?
It has. We had some hope in the early days that we'd be spared, isolated as we are. That hope died in a hurry. Not everyone's been so unlucky, of course. You'll see a few pampered sprats around.
There's that, at least. Treating them like precious stones won't see them grow up any faster, if at all. The sudden sorrow in his features belies his soft laughter. You must have had some interesting hunting stories. Oh, I love swapping tales. Anyone have a pipe?
Long hours checking snares and waiting out elk, mostly. Used to hunt some of the big ones. Bear, stelgare. But up here, it comes down to necessity. Which means keeping Stalwart fed, or else keeping it safe. Thing is, the last hunt didn't go so well, as you can see.
Yes, as you have told. That's all the questions I had, so farewell. So we got a big wolf we need to find. And it looks like we got a whole bunch of quests that we can do over in the west. Sounds like to the east might be a bit too dangerous for us at the moment. Yeah, okay. There isn't too much left in this
I wonder,
area.
Aloth.
Oh,
Don't you ever feel curious about Isilmir's history?
Not even a little.
But think of the opportunities. You could learn so much about the past.
There are some things I'm happy not knowing.
that's if she has a history to her. I gave my opinion on all that. Let's see. And that opens up Longwatch Falls. That's the mine, and there's nothing else over here. Okay. Well, that is the rest of the town. There's one thing that I kind of want to run off and do before we end the episode. And before we start exploring and the like. And that is take care of the person who's over back in Cadnua. So, just a quick trip over here. Let's see this person in Cadnua. Alright, let's
The
see.
keep's coming along nicely.
Yes, thank you. And I do remember, I think it was... Yeah, the towers were what was completed. So that's good. Okay, we gotta go up here and see who has something for us. Something they wish to speak with us about. And that's how we'll be ending the episode. Let's take a look in here. He should be standing in here somewhere. Azaro. Good tidings, my lady. I am Azaro, famed merchant, purveyor of many valuable and, dare I say, rare objects. And so I would like to remain. I have an urgent matter to discuss with you, something you'll want resolved as quickly as I'm certain. Very well, let's hear it. So what do you wish to speak with me about? It's these bandits, my lord. The roads are absolutely crawling with them, and they have the local merchants in a fright. I'm having trouble filling out my stock. My suppliers say the risk is too great. Nobody wants to hear that the fineries sent out for delivery have been stolen by unwashed brigands. If I have no goods to sell, I cannot make a living, nor can I offer you the many special items normally at my disposal. I'll put an end to this. Yes, my lord, what is it you have planned? Azaro watches you curiously, his hands folded eagerly in front of him. My name is Worth in these parts. I'll personally ensure the delivery and cover all losses that occur. That should allay any fears. Oh, quite! A more generous offer these suppliers have never heard, I'll warrant. Thank you. I'll have more goods to offer you in short order, I'm sure of it. Okay. Prestigious visitor leaving in 7 days, 17 hours. Okay, that's been handled. Alright, and with that, I think I'm going to end this episode here. What did I say we were building now? Training grounds. It'll finish by the time we get back. And then we'll probably build the forum and get that done. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. Next episode, it'll be time to start exploring up in the north. Probably the area to the west. We might take a look at the area to the east, all before we go to Durgan's Battery.
Looks a little healthier than before.
And that should all be interesting. Oh, I just thought of something. Oh, right, you have a battle axe, and we don't have a special battle axe. Okay. So, next episode, we'll head north. Whether I'm going to keep Maneha with me or not, I'll have to determine. I just want to take a look at when the quests that they happen to have will become things. So I don't think we'll be able to until later. But anyway, that'll be in the next episode. So until then, I am Chester44. I'll send in as Falai. That is Laniara, Maneha, Durance, Aloth, Kana, and Sagani. This has been a Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. And I shall see you all next time.